Hi, my name is Roque Lazarus. I'm from Goa, India, and today I'd like to show you this wonderful speaker. It's a combo amp made by Peavey. It's made in the US of A. It's called Studio Pro 1.1.2. What it says here is a Transtube. I don't really know what it means, but this is how it looks. Cool, huh? Just to show you quickly, we need a converter here. So today we are going to plug an art series Ibanez guitar. It's an art series guitar into the Peavey and see how it sounds for ourselves, okay? So here we go. I've got a shielded cable here with me, and we have a high gain and a low gain input. I guess we'll try high gain first. And here we go. Fingers crossed. Well, it fires. This is the first time I'm trying it. Okay. Here goes nothing. I just turned the volume 25%, and this is how it sounds. Not bad, huh? Okay, for a closer view, I'm using the controls all normal here on the guitar. Both pickups are working. We got a volume here, two inputs of high impedance and low impedance. There's a switch here which says bright. Let's see what happens if you remove the bright off. Well, you get a nice warm sound. The lows are halfway, the mids are half, highs are half. It's a bit rusty now. Not been used for a long time, many years I guess. This section is completely separate from this section. This section, it seems, is triggered by this switch here. If you press this section comes alive. We also have send return, made in the USA. Okay, that's it. Okay, let me tell you about dimensions of this speaker. It's about 2 feet wide, well, almost, and 1.5 foot in length. It's about 3/4 of a foot wide. I mean, the height is 1.5 foot or a little more than that. Let's see what's behind the cube. The sound that you're hearing just now is the spring reverb. It's got a Celestian speaker, G12P80. It's called 7080. A closer look. We have an external speaker here out, and we have an important output here. It's called a remote switch, probably for the distortion switch. It's got a normal transformer there, unlike the new toroidal ones you have here. A certification saying it's passed the test. Peavey, made in the US of A. And this here is the magic box, which I guess is a spring reverb down here. Well, you can't see it much in the darkness. We'll have to wait. So let's see how it sounds without the bright switch, okay? Ska Skank sounds very brash on it. This is the way it sounds supposed to, I guess. Well, let's try to get an acoustic simulation using an old dog's trick. Let's turn down the mid-range all the way down and put the highs all the way up and the lows all the way up. Cut down the gain a bit. For this we need the bright switch, I guess. Well, it does give some sort of acoustic sound here. We'll put it back to what it was before, okay? Let's try some rock and roll on this. With the right switch off, a little bit of mid. Well, you like that sound? Well, it's really in your face kind of sound. Well, let's try pressing this switch. What does it do? There's a switch called channel here. As at once it induces a slight low hum, where this section gets active. You must have noticed that the reverb is not working too much because maybe it's developed a fault. Anyway, here's how it sounds. Shouldn't be doing that. Okay, turning the reverb off. Okay, we have two switches here, gain and thresh. Well, it means the obvious, of course. We have pre-gain to control the amount of saturation, and here this volume doesn't work, but this one does. It's called post-gain. There we are. Okay. So I guess this is the minimal distortion you can get. I'm at 1 point. Well, that's not the sound. Maybe I need to flip a switch here. No. Maybe this. Okay. Well, my guitar is going out of tune now. This is the best time to try the send return. Best time to try the send return. Let's try to patch in a chromatic tuner by Boss. So remember to turn it off when doing any connections. That's the basic ground rule, of course. Here we are. Let's tune our guitar. We are in chromatic mode. It works nicely, the send return. Wow, one. You notice that when the tuner is on, the sound of the guitar is muted. That's how the ports are wired. I don't know if these cubes or combos are being made anymore. So we press this now to activate the sound, the signal of the guitar. There comes the guitar. And here we have the sound again. Well, I'm going to remove it for now, the chromatic tuner, and put it back the way it was. Well, let's see the grunge that this one gives, okay. So if we press thresh, let's see what it's got. Not much, maybe a kind of a fuzz. Turning the reverb off. Well, that's a mean sound, eh? You like that? Well, let's try the gain and see what it does. Obviously, it's a different kind of sound, I guess. But this is a nice warm turbo overdrive kind of feel. Well, a little heavy for blues, I guess. We'll tone it down with the pre-gain button to get a lighter sound like a blues drive. Yeah, there we are. Let's try this. Now we need a little more gain for that. Not bad. Well, I'm not used to this kind of vintage sounds. I'm trying to make do with what I have. Let's try patching in the send return a delay effect, shall we? Well, I have here a new model called Ultimate Delay. It's made by Donner. It's got a multiple of controls and a nice USB power supply or connection to computer and a conventional power supply. So try it out now in the same way we did. Well, here goes nothing. Remember it has a mono in and a stereo out. Let's try this. Boost the mix a bit. Well, what do you know? The connections are reverse. It happens. Don't try that. Not supposed to sing. Hang it down there. Well, it's starting to kick in. Let's try it on a clean tone, okay? Okay, I'm trying to simulate what this Peavey reverb might have sounded like, since it's not working in the first place now. In part 2 we will have to get it fixed. For now, I'm trying to simulate the effect that this one might have produced. It's a spring reverb, obviously. So here we go. Something to that effect. Nice, mysterious, ethereal feel. Let's try dropping the highs and the mid all the way down for a little jazz kind of sound, okay? Doesn't sound right, we'll reduce the mix a bit. Sound. Let's remember the settings. Well, I've got a good mind to try a long delay. What about you? With the gain pressed and the pre-gain all the way up. Well, you get a nice classy old feedback. guess I'll never get that sound again. Well, with that, I'd like to say goodbye to you in this studio. Well, it's just a storeroom, but it serves the purpose great. That was just to test the Peavey for you, the Studio Pro 1.1.2. It's 11.2, sorry, made in the USA, Transtube, with a peripheral, an ultimate delay, and an Art Series Ibanez guitar. It's myself, I'm Roque Lazarus, signing off. Probably we'll have a part 2 and a part 3 of this, since we need to fix some carbon problem and the reverb is not working. It might be a minor flaw. But all in all, we have a wonderful product made by Peavey for all the guitar players of the world. I don't know if you can play a bass guitar or run a microphone to it, but you can try, why not? Thank you. Maybe in the next episode we'll try opening it up and try to show you what's inside it. Bye bye for now. Thank you. Good night. Power to the guitar players and to the Peavey and the Ibanez and the Dana people.